Oh, we're just jumping right in, huh? Hi. Hey, it's our friend. We better try to make him not a dead person if we can. That'd be pretty good. Alright, come friends. We shall scurry amongst the masses and stab people with swords. This is probably a good target for both of us, because he's alone-ish. Should probably get behind him a little bit better. Oh! Stop moving around. I'm just trying to murder you. Come back here. There we go. Casting away. There we go. Using that earth bonus to the best of my abilities, and now we're flanking him. Nope. I should really pause the moment stuff like that happens, so I might have a chance of escaping it. Because if I react that way, I definitely don't have a chance. Okay, you are damaged right now. That's a problem. Ta-da! Oh, there we go. That wasn't too bad. And I was able to hit C in time to make us not immediately skip ahead. So I have 1 point to spend if I want to, or I could store up new skills. All allies taking less combat damage seems pretty good, though, so I'm going to grab that. There we go. Yeah, increased damage when no allies are nearby seems unrealistic. I feel like allies are nearby constantly. Whereas static, no one takes as much damage sounds great. Mass charge generation, attack speed, those are both promising. Skill cooldowns get reduced when water tags are activated, is possibly good. Oh, even these ones cost more. In his case, I think I might save up for another skill. Yeah, Sorel's Ward reduces damage taken and absorbs incoming damage, and we're not quite keeping up with the damage that's coming in. My main character in particular seems to go down faster than I'd want him to, so this seems like a decent thing to grab. Well, that fight wasn't so bad. Everyone just kind of fell apart.
Valencio.
How are the other sections?
Majority have returned successful. Minimal casualties.
The Herald?
No sign. However, we do expect to wrest full control of the ward within the hour.
You followed me without my consent.
Sinencia, you're dismissed. It is good to see you as well, Cicero.
You used me.
Cicero, please.
I did not come back for this. Why do you think I didn't tell you?
I am sorry. I truly am. But if I had asked you to help us find another way in, you wouldn't have.
So you acted behind my back? Used me to kill my brother's people?
They have killed so many of ours. This sends a message, Cicero. A message that could potentially end the war.
At what cost?
I am not made of stone. I have a heart. But it goes out to my kin and blood before their murderers. And if performing my duties requires me to step over your ideals, I am sorry. I know you see your brother in them. I understand how...
You understand nothing.
Sinencia, get the Inspectore and his companion their attires, please. I know it may not mean much, but I am sorry.
But you would do it again.
Yes.
Inspectore.
We'll be here, if you need us, sir.
Thank you.
That little encounter we had definitely seemed to indicate why a character who seems like they could be a party member doesn't have one of those codex spots that indicates they're going to be a party member, because that's a hell of a falling out right there. Is this going to be another one of the schools, basically? Yep. Perpetuated and Merobusto. The Masquerada, who practice Merobusto alone, are called Perpetuated, and practice types a dance that involves strong, bold, contained movements. The Perpetuated, along with the Masquerada, have the ability to brand the largest volume of their element at any one time, and their abilities reflect this. Earthbrand Perpetuated have the ability to summon walls of earth. Airbrand Perpetuated can channel pounding blasts of wind. With the raw strength and power of Marabusto comes with a price, however. Perpetuateds are almost never able to control their elements with precision. Large, bold displays of their power are often all they can manage. So they're the types of characters that you would often see unleashing some kind of area of effect. Then they're really powerful and they're flattening everything, but they all they can do is just kind of go, say, that area over there, hit that with stuff. Sicario and Madanza. The Sicarios are practitioners of Madanza, the media that I personally believe to be the most beautiful to watch. It is a fluid dance, which involves tumbles and turns and flowing flips. It is elegant but not clumsy, smooth but not inaccurate, and these descriptions are reflected by the abilities of the Sicarios, who wield their elements with the most precision and finesse of all the Masquerada. Firebrand Sicarios often wield whips of flames. Waterbrand Sicarios hurl icicles with almost preternatural precision. This focus on finesse has cost the Sicarios in raw power. However, few Sicarios few Sicarios will ever be able to take out on a Pavessier in a test of strength, either physical or magical. So they must rely on their wits and cunning to make the most of their talents. A Sicario that positions himself well on the battlefield, however, is truly a force to be reckoned with. We're talking about the rogue equivalent, characters who can't take things on head-on, but they can be clever, and they can outrank and outflank people.
I'm sorry about what happened earlier.
Don't be. You're here to find your brother, not deal with my demons.
If you ever need help...
A generous offer, but I knew what I was in for when I returned.
Then why did you?
Did you know Avestis promised me enough crescents to last a lifetime if I came back?
So you're back for coin?
Come on. We should speak with Kyrie. Hopefully she can tell us more about the Fae.
So what's the plan exactly?
We need to find out what Razatov was doing with the Fae. If anyone could tell us more...
It would be the head researcher of the registry.
This is for you, sir.
What is this?
A set of uniform. The Barone wishes for you to change into them, then meet him in the reception hall. We've a room for your privacy just over there.
Dismissed. Just a moment.
I'll be here. It fits.
I hate it.
Why?
Well, forget it. Now come on, Avestis.
Listen, Cicero. I can see that this search for my brother has brought you to dark places.
I hope you know I'm not doing this for you.
I never thought you were, but I'd like to aid you where I can.
Ah, we're on the same page then. You can start by not asking so many questions. Now, hurry along.
Why do you hate it?
Please, Mariner.
It's just a question.
Because this symbolizes everything about me that my brother would disapprove of. And I am wearing it. Satisfied?
Quite.
You'd better be. Now come along.
Sudden occurrence of, oh yeah, it's Inspector's Cape. Sudden occurrence of moody protagonist. But because it's reminding him of his dead brother. We got some new entries because of that. Alright. Tristan Del Zol 2. I should not be upset about what Tristan did. I've known him for so long. I know where his allegiances lie, yet how little sway reason has over the heart. I am hurt by his actions, despite understanding them, though I suppose I should be glad for them. It is a reminder that even the best parts of the city, the parts that you hold close to your hearts, have the capacity to hurt you. It reminds me of the mercenary days that I spent out on the streets, with a guarded heart and selfish mind. I wonder if I'd been wiser then. And Calden again, part 4. Part 4 of 15, apparently. We're gonna have a lot of background with him by the end of this game. The mariner seems to believe he can somehow help me. What does he think himself to be, a counselor of sort? I don't want to encourage this behavior. My past is past, and bringing it up is bound to do no one good. I don't plan on allowing him to continue with this prodding. But I'm foreseeing that I might have a difficult time telling him off. He seems genuine and sincere about his efforts, though, as much as I'd rather he weren't. In that aspect, I suppose he does remind me of Razatov. There's a little bit of overlap, a little bit of hint that actually draws in his familial familiarities. An Inspettori's cape. The cape of an Inspettori is their signature. Only 7 in the city bear such capes, and they are not easy to come by. The cape is woven from tesseric silk, colored with Elysian dye, stitched with Zoric thread, stuffed with runic wool, and worn by Ombrian flesh. It is a symbol of the responsibilities of the Inspettories to care for the city and its people, no matter where they come from. The truth of the matter, however, is that the Inspettories are agents of the registry and hold to the orders of the Verone at the tip of the White Spire with utmost obedience, even if those orders come at the expense of those beyond the registry. So their cape is a massive symbol of hypocrisy, is why he doesn't like it. The cape itself is constructed of all these different cultures as a symbolic reminder that you are supposed to have some level of obedience and duty to all of those cultures, but then instead it turns around and
makes me uncomfortable.
That's so. But instead it doesn't do any of that.
Tragic circumstances, truly.
Certainly. And it is the responsibility of the Samora to offer support where we can.
And the registry is ever so grateful. And there he is.
Judge Master, Barone, I apologize if I've interrupted something.
Not at all, Inspettori. In fact, I was hoping to see you personally to deliver the news.
Should I be frightened?
Inspettori, meet Tiziana de Felici, one of my finest marshals. The moment I heard you'd return, I understood that the White Spire must have been on hot coals.
And the Judge Master was ever so generous to lend the Lucas strength to our cause.
In what fashion?
The Marshal will be assisting us in the investigation.
You've told her about it?
Of course. For the sake of our kin, we must set aside our differences, Cicero. But my words are wasted. I can see that you already understand.
So the Sorelli is part of the investigation as well?
I'm just here to... As Razatov's brother, of course. As I said, finding him is reason enough to overlook the schism between the Samora and the registry.
That is good to hear. I will admit that I am pleased. Surprised, but pleased, that the pride many scorn the registry for having has not clouded your judgment.
And I say gratefully the same. That the fallacious arrogance of the Luca hasn't stopped you from stooping to assist us.
Well, if that is all, I'd like a final word with my marshal before she joins you.
Take as much time as you need.
Stay here.
Fabio Fedelta. Let's take a look at that character. Also, yep, Tiziana de Felici. Tiziana de Felici is the second party member right here, so she'll be joining us in a moment. Fabio Fedelta 1. Oh, somebody to the left of him over here only gets 1 entry, apparently. Or maybe it's just something about the crown, or maybe it's even an entry I've missed somehow. There are some men that are satisfied with the status quo, that are content with their places in society, who find enough joy in simply surviving in this city. And then there are men like Fabio, visionaries who have a dream for their people, who are willing to sacrifice for the sake of progress, who have the ability to set their sights on more than just getting by. Throughout my career as an Inspettori, I haven't often been required to interact with the leaders of the Luca Infinita, but all the times I have been nothing short of impressed with his efficacy. That's efficiency. I have been nothing short of impressed with his efficiency, his determination, his focus. And now, As he comes into the picture once again, I am reminded that he is in possession of so much more than just a powerful will. He is a man of cunning and wit who will stop at little to do what he believes is best for his people, for his guild. All I can hope for, as I continue the investigation, is that I manage to stay out of his way. From the way that things are progressing, however, that does not seem very likely. We're gonna get in a fight. Is there any other details around here? So they're having their little talk. Nope. Just want to check the room for stuff. But yeah, I think he wants to have last words with us before anything proceeds. It's funny watching them acknowledge that they're cooperating, but they're also actively insulting each other.
I never liked politics.
Cunning bastard.
What are they talking about?
How best to spy on us, I'm sure.
Do you think he's... Did Fabio tell the Crown about this meeting?
And share the opportunity to get the upper hand? I doubt it.
Then he's cornered you, hasn't he? If you turn down his offer for help, he'll have reason to bring it up to the Crown.
Citing my dissidence as reason for suspicion that I'm hiding something.
They'll conduct an investigation.
And they'll find out about Razatov and what he's working on.
Just what you want to avoid.
And if I do accept his help...
then you'll have a spy among your ranks. But, given the choice between one rat from the Luca or the attention of the Crown...
he knows that I will not act against him.
Unbelievable. Any plans on dealing with this?
Other than keeping her out of the loop as much as possible. Perhaps an accident.
Lay a finger on her and a dozen more of the Golden Guild will be nipping at our heels, you know that.
I've always wondered how different things might have been if I'd made you a Regenti.
I may hate the beat of the city's politics, but it doesn't mean that I don't know how to dance to it.
Really? Because I don't think dragging along extra colors is in any way politically astute.
The Mariner is hiding something, and it might be connected to his brother's disappearance. You brought me back to do a job. Let me do it.
I apologize for the delay. Tiziana is ready to assist whenever you are.
That would be now. We're on the way to meet the head vigilus. Marshal, shall we?
Certainly.
Would you care for a walk, Judge Master? I believe there are a few trade routes the Dieci have set up that might be of interest to you.
A walk sounds magnificent, Varone. Thank you.
Hello. So we're just going to start walking around, huh? I thought there'd be immediate dialogue with our new party member. So now we have 3 different characters from 3 different factions all jammed together. And while while the first person seems like a decent person, maybe has a secret, but otherwise is getting along okay, this other person is being forcefully added to the group and seems to be from a group that we don't get along with very well, although I'm not really part of the group, any group necessarily, because I'm an outsider to an extent with my exile and everything. But there's bound to be some sort of friction with this new character being added in. We'll see how that goes. I mean, they were just talking about her having an accident a moment ago, so that's not a good start. So the case just seems to be growing bigger and bigger. First, a member of the Blue Guild tags along, and now we are burdened with a spy from the Golden Guild. Whatever it is, we must press on. We are headed to speak with the head vigilus, Kairi Aquila, who will hopefully be able to put us on the path that Razatov has been on, as well as possibly telling us more about the Fae. Tiziana de Felici. And now we have a spy amidst our ranks. Perfect. There is nothing I hold against this woman personally. To be perfectly honest, she is simply performing her duty, but that does not mean she is any more welcome in this investigation. Getting rid of her does not seem to be a viable avenue for dealing with her presence. Perhaps I should start with learning how much she knows. So we immediately now we have 2 people in our group that we don't necessarily trust, although for very different reasons. Luca Infinata. The Luca Infinata, or the Golden Guild, is a source of ire for many in the city. Their strict laws and martial influence are often deemed suffocating, and where once the men and women in gold were once respected, Oh no, type grammar problem. They're now treated with annoyance and even in fear. They said they said once twice. It sounds really strange. Where once the men and women in gold were once respected. Yeah. Yep.
So, Marshal, how much of the case have you been briefed about exactly?
Enough.
You have no questions that you'd like answered?
Inspectore, if you're attempting to goad out of me the extent of my knowledge about this case so that you can use it against me, I suggest you try a different tactic.
Ouch.
Oh. He immediately followed up on the thought process that was laid forth in the journal where he talks about how it's probably a good idea to get information out of her.
So let me get this straight, Marshal. You believe that I'm out to con you?
I do not dance the dance of politics, so I will be straightforward with you. Yes. You being called back is a sign that secrets are being stirred. I know you're keeping something from me, as the registry is keeping something from my guild, and I'm here to find out what. Is that straight enough for you, Inspectore?
Surprisingly so.
So you're here to spy on us?
You've never dipped your fingers in the pool of politics, have you?
Too bloody for my tastes.
Well, the Inspectore knows what's going on as well as I do, and that's all that matters. Now, if we're done wasting time...
On the bright side, we have a third color to add to our combat, and a third body to add to our combat, and that's bound to be helpful. The Conoscenza. Home to the city's second largest collection of written histories, the Conoscenza is the pride of the Vegelus, and contains volume upon volume of information on topics that range from botany to dementicate history. Alright, 3 characters has got to be helpful for the combat.
See the insides of this place. The registry's always so stiff about sharing.
Just remember, we're here for Kyrie, not for sightseeing.
Of course. Lead on.
And where are we? Oh, we can go everywhere we want. There's no indicator of goal. Oh, but also these screen boundaries might block me from going anywhere. Just thought I'd check for lore surprises. Nope, can't go past here. Alrighty then. These are really pretty backgrounds, by the way. The game, like all these little environments are really well drawn.
Trouble?
The silence is too deep here. Usually there are...
Watch yourselves!
Get them!
Come at me!
Howdy. Immediate combat then, huh? I should probably look into my new character. Hello, newbie? There she is. Really should have been investigating this sooner, but we'll get a first glance through these things. So, passives. Her first one is reduce all damage the caster takes, and their attacks generate more threat. How many characters are going to get more threat on their skills? The fact that all 3 characters seem to have bonus threat skills is getting weird. Looks like she may be a fire user. Yeah, that's clearly fire down there. Mass regeneration, attack speed. Caster takes less damage. Focus regeneration, maximum focus. I think those might be the same passives as our other character, actually. Our other side character, not our other main character. Pummel Strike. Tiziana strikes an enemy with fire and activates elemental tags. She's coming with the starting bonus. Never mind, that's just the first rank of it. Blazing Bulwark. Tiziana conjures flaming shield that destroys incoming projectiles. Enemies between her and the shield suffer burn damage over time, so she can also use it as an attack, kind of. That's what she just did to block the incoming attack at the beginning of combat. They demonstrate that in the cutscene. Creed. Releases a fire wave that deals damage to nearby enemies. Enemies dealt damage this way suffer burn damage over time. The skill generates more threat than usual. A lot of them have threat bonuses. It's getting weird. Judgment. Tiziana launches a fan of flaming bolts in a single direction, dealing damage to enemies. Sanction. Tiziana unleashes a fire wave at the target location that taunts and damages all enemies caught within range. Really heavy emphasis on taunting. Conjures Tinder Wisps. Conjures 2 fireballs that rotate around the caster. Whenever fireball passes through an enemy, it deals more damage to the enemy. The skill generates more threat than usual. A nice prolonged damage over time could be nice. Getting her passive probably doesn't hurt. Yeah, reduce all damage taken. Let's just go ahead and start off with that. currently... Oh, we can't do that in combat. Well, now we know a little bit more about their skills, and we'll get to those in a moment, I suppose. I should have gone through this stuff before the fight started so I could level them up. Hopefully we won't learn to regret that. The fact that it's 2-on-1 means we're probably okay. No, we're not 2-on-1. Never mind. I don't like that that's a drum character. How about everybody targets this character right now? I don't like that they might be up to something. It's just gonna flank him real quick. There we go. Alright, so you are going to pop an AoE. You're also going to put yours down. Maybe not there, actually. Let's go for the other attack. I can't go past this part of the map. That's a little rough. I have kind of trapped myself AoE-wise, haven't I? Alright. Just give us a chance to back off for a second. I want to go after the drum character, but I also don't want to get stuck in an AoE for too long if I can avoid it. Let's go ahead and use that this attack right here. There we go. Now that everyone's caught in it, that's helpful. Did he just run outside of the zone I'm allowed to walk in? I think he went further than I'm allowed to walk. That seems a little cheap. Unless I'm wrong. This guy's got a tag on him. Let's see. Are we all still focused on this guy? Good. Let's go around to flank from behind. Okay, this is happening again. There we go. And there's the additional enemy. Happy to leave the range that I'm trying to avoid, making things a little easier for me. There we go. She's down. You know, let's focus on the big knight, actually. The moment he stops doing the nasty AoEs, the moment we have a little bit more space to deal with this. Enjoying the bubble. There we go. Alright, AoE engaged. Taking some damage on our poor spellcaster. No, not spellcaster, sorry. Basically our new tank. Get off of her! Ah, crap. I was trying to activate the shield specifically to avoid that, but apparently it has a hell of a... Apparently the projectile, the shield is actually kind of a slow conjure, despite what you might expect from how effective it was in the cutscene. You have the most health now, huh? You shoot him in the face, and you're gonna try to revive because you have enough health that you'll probably live long enough to do it. There we go.
Just what I needed.
Crap. I'm on it. No, I wasn't even reviving. Everyone in the entire party went down. Whoops.
A welcome sight you are.
Let's make a mess. No need to use brand, so I'll just stick with what I got for now. There we go. Things have gone better in the past, but we got it. There's that. But yeah, definitely some damage incoming. Bit of a disappointment that it takes a long time to conjure those shields, because using them to intercept projectiles makes a little bit less sense if it doesn't happen instantly. Like the way it seemed to happen so fast in the cutscene almost, but just gotta be proud for it, I guess.
What are you doing?
It is customary for portieri to stitch insignias of some sort. These have none, and they are poorly fitted.
What is it?
Nothing, just a thought.
A thought?
Don't bother yourself with it.
Inspectore, allow me to make something clear to you. There are two ways that this can go. The first, if you pay me with respect and honesty regarding the case, I will offer my full assistance. And as I have just demonstrated, I can be useful.
Do I want to hear the second?
If you attempt to blind me with lies and fabrications, I can make this investigation very difficult for you, as I have also just proven.
Are you threatening me?
I'm presenting options.
Fabio put you up to this, didn't he?
On the contrary, The Judge Master would be especially displeased, I imagine, with my forthrightness.
Yet you are unashamed to admit it.
The veils of deception set aflame, to the mask of lies do the same.
A song.
The bright chorus. It had once been the moral compass for the Luca. That was a verse from it. No one sings them anymore.
Make your choice, Inspectore. The wick of time is ever burning.
I suspect these are mask runners.
Why?
Just before this, we found evidence that has led us to believe that they have taken Razatov captive.
What would they want with him?
He was creating Fae.
What?
I don't know why or how he knows how to, but he was. And now the mask runners have him.
You believe they're after the head Vegelus as well?
If she knows about this, then perhaps.
I see. You chose well, Inspectore.
Don't make me regret it. Now come on. If those men were guarding the entrance, Kyrie's still somewhere here.
Tiziana de Felici 2. Already got an update on this. Fascinating. Never before have I met someone in the city that is at once so immersed in the dance of politics, yet so insolent towards its customs. She is a pawn in the grand game and she knows it, and yet she refuses to play by the unspoken rules. She seems to loathe secrecy. She does away with any hint of deception, and perhaps most gravely, she trumpets her motivations with nary a hint of embarrassment. Granted, I might be reading her wrong and perhaps she is lying about her true goals, but somehow, I don't find that likely. How am I supposed to deal with this honest enigma of a woman who is currently beyond me, but I am equal parts cautious and curious about her presence in the investigation? Alright, interesting characters. I look forward to having more conversations between all of them in the future.